Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Something Super Spiritual. And one of our fan favorites is back with us, Lauri Albert. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh. Hi.
You and me both.
See you.
I needed a big dose of your happy juju today.
Yay. When I was sort of promoting this, I was like, let the shenanigans begin, because you never know what's going to happen when it's the two of us. Hi, Keith. Oh my gosh, Keith Fletcher's here.
Oh, Keith. Hi, Keith.
Yes, it's going to be a good rest of the day. You know why it's going to be a good rest of the day? Because Mercury is direct. And did you hear about all the planets? Like a whole bunch of planets are like all lined up or something. I don't know. I don't understand what exactly that whole thing is, but all these planets, there's like 6 of the planets. They're all in like a row. And like, if you go outside, supposedly, I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, but I did read this morning that they're all lined up in a row. That's got to do something to the energy of the whole world.
You know what? It has to. I mean, it has to. I had our resident astrologer Dina DeCastro on last week, and I had her on to talk about like what is happening right now. Yeah. And it was a quick little like 30-minute little conversation about what's taking place, and along with Jupiter's conjunct Mars, that's a big deal. Jupiter's conjunct Mars in Gemini, that's a big deal. Saturn is square that conjunction, that's a big deal. And Mercury and like 4 other planets have been in retrograde. But now, I mean, today, like you said, Mercury goes direct, which is fantastic. Because what I noticed with this, like I've normally not noticed a retrograde so much more than outside of the occasional technological issues. You know what I mean? Like, never really like struggled with it. I know a lot of people that have dreaded the Mercury retrograde and really like kind of just hunkered down for 3 weeks. And I've never really noticed it. But this time, like, let's talk about mental health. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and it didn't even dawn on me because I've just been so used to struggling with depression and anxiety my entire life that you just kind of like go with it, right? But like I've had such an amazing summer. I have so many amazing things happening right now. And there's like no reason that I'm feeling flat.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the only way I can describe it is like, I'm not sad. I'm not sad about anything. I'm not upset about anything. I'm just flat when quite like what seems obvious in my mind, I should be loaded with joy and overflowing with happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I 100%. And I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
Exact same way.
Yeah, it's been difficult. I realized that with this Mercury retrograde in Leo and Virgo, I have the planet Mercury in Virgo in my natal chart. The planet Mercury is all air. Air is mind. Mercury is about communication and expressing yourself, overthinking, aka overthinking. Virgo, one of the archetypes with Virgo is the perfectionist. Yeah. So what I realized over this last month, I have been unusually struggling with doubt.
Yeah.
Doubt over my work, my connection with spirit. Is it real? Am I just a good guesser? Is fear of being wrong? Yeah. I mean, fear of like, is this really how I'm going to support myself the rest of my life? Like all of these, like, and then just seriously overthinking it all.
Yeah.
Throwing myself into a spiral. So I reached out to Dina this morning when I realized this, and I was like, hey, what do you think about this? My Mercury is in Virgo. This retrograde was in Virgo and Leo. Do you think the two is a synchronicity that was brought to my awareness? She said, absolutely. Mm-hmm. When doubt is in the room, you can count on the perfectionist being at the wheel.
Yes.
For
sure.
When fear is in the room.
Absolutely.
When the imposter syndrome is in the room. Mm-hmm. You can count on the perfectionist being at the wheel. So I just want to verbalize this because it's so helpful. Just seeing you and recognizing you and me and your positivity that is being reflected back to me and everybody who's joining us and who always joins us here. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes.
And
Michael just mentioned imposter syndrome. I mean, it's, totally get that. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. What
I mean, so it's just, so thank you. And thank you, Sue, for being the start of lifting me out just by you being you. You're just so helpful. Sue Brassel, I love you to smithereens.
That is so cool. That is so beautiful.
So how have you felt it?
Well, interestingly, okay, so I've obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but I've known about Mercury being retrograde and the effects that it can have. It doesn't affect everybody the same. That's the whole thing. But what I do know over the last 20 years or so, since I've really started understanding how energy works and the whole thing, I started realizing that at the end, like I started noticing a pattern. Okay. And I noticed that towards the end, I'm usually pretty good at just letting things go, like just generally, right? However, I did notice that towards the end of Mercury being retrograde is when things like, I'll just say it because I know my husband totally would agree. We right about around this time, we would get into like a knockdown drag out. Now, it's not like we hit each other. I don't want anybody to think anything really bad, but for us, it's our thing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, for me, it's like I noticed that towards the end, we have like a big argument. However, I started recognizing that. And once I recognize that, then I know to be extra patient because you know about my 3 Ps of Mercury being retrograde, right? Do you know what my 3 Ps are?
Say it again, though, for everybody.
Patience. Because if you can have extra patience when people are cutting you off in traffic or when people cut you off in mid-sentence or whatever, right? So patience.
Truth.
Okay. Positivity, right? Because the more positivity that you can have, okay, this is just the way I deal with it. And this is what I teach actually, right? The more positivity that you can have in who you are and knowing that this is just a finite amount of time, Mercury being retrograde, I'm talking about, right? You can, it's easier to stay grounded and to stay in that higher vibration, right? So that's positivity. And then persistence. Okay. And I say persistence because inevitably, when Mercury is retrograde, something will happen with the computer, right? Oh. Something happens on the computer. My car, oh my God, all of a sudden, last week, my car, the trunk won't open. In every, you know how you have like 3 or 4 ways where you can open your trunk? It won't open. Right. And when it first happened, my computer was in the trunk and I couldn't get it out. It was 100 degrees outside and I'm panicking because, I mean, you can understand where I'm going with that, right?
Totally.
So I stop and I say, okay, patience, positivity, persistence, keep going, keep trying. And that, honestly, the persistence part is what has kept me in this place of I'm not going to quit.
Totally.
Right?
Yes.
So when I say to myself, persistence, that's when I don't quit because I know that it puts me back in that I shouldn't say weird, in that frame of mind of like, this is just a finite amount of time. Yeah. And in another 2 weeks, now I will say that, Mercury's direct today, but we've got another 10 days to 2 weeks of crazy people doing crazy stuff.
It's the shadow bit.
Right. Yeah. So for me, those things, those weird things that have been happening have more to do with like life stuff versus my spirituality. Now, I say that, but the last 2 months, I was just actually telling you that I'm shifting things all around. My assistant must think I am crazy, right? Because I finally get this sort of schedule every week and I'm like, you know what? I'm changing this all around. I'm going to change things all around. I don't know what I'm doing. She must think I'm nuts, but you know, but the reality is that I need to shift things around. Otherwise, I will say, you know what, never mind. I don't want to do that. You know, I would never do that, but that's where my head kind of goes sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
So
100%.
yeah, I mean, I've been in, and I don't want to say it's like imposter syndrome per se, but it's really kind of more about like, it's like, do you really want me to do this? Like, these are the sort of the questions that I ask my guides. Do you really want me to do this? Because if you do, then you need to make it a little bit easier on me.
It's so true.
You know, you need to help me out just a little bit more here. You know, you need to like, I mean, come on. So yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. And I love that. Thank you. Patience, persevere.
It's patience, positivity, and persistence.
Persistence. There it is. Patience, positivity, persistence.
Now I use
100%.
those when Mercury's retrograde. However, boy, aren't those some great words just for like life in general?
Completely. Yeah, completely. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the patience can go to my guides too. Like I need to have more patience with my guides, and my guides probably should have maybe a little bit more patience with me too. Yeah. So that's my story in the exciting world of.
Well, I think it's a great story. And I think it's very exciting. And I love that you're here and we're having this conversation for those who will be listeing to this later on.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, these
and
ups
Keith
and downs.
said, I've been feeling the same way, Lauri. Oh my God, right? Yeah. I mean, because that's the thing, you know? And we just have to have patience with ourselves. Like seriously, have patience with yourself. Give yourself a break. And I'm talking to you, Jeffrey, but I'm also talking to everybody. You know what? Whether Mercury's direct or not, doesn't really matter. Patience with yourself is a huge thing for all of us.
Oh, it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. Yeah.
So,
and you know, it's really, I love that you reminded us all of that, because this last week I have had to postpone. I don't know how many readings, maybe 5.
Oh my God.
Maybe 5, maybe 6. I've had to postpone readings and an interview for my podcast because suddenly I have construction outside where they're tearing up the street and then pouring new asphalt and the big
and the jackhammer. Oh my God, that's terrible.
And talk about needing patience, you know. Whew, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Jay Perez on my Instagram says Mercury had me on a chokehold. Oh wait a minute. Am I not seeing the whole thing here? I know it's necessary. It's here to test you and to see if you have leveled up. That's an interesting
absolutely
perspective.
Those challenges. Yeah, those challenges are always meant as opportunity, right?
Yep.
Opportunity. And it's so hard to get wrapped up in here, you know, when you're overthinking and fighting with yourself.
Yep. And that's the thing. When I'm just going to say it this way, when these shitty things happen, you know, like my trunk not opening and my computer being inside, I was panicked, right? But I went back to that place of, oh my God. Okay. Patience, positivity, persistence, patience. So I persisted in that I kept trying. I wasn't going to give up. I had to get my computer out of the car, right? I wasn't going to give up. Positivity, I laugh my way through it. And that's kind of how I deal with like life. I just laugh my way through it, right?
Sometimes you absolutely have to.
You know, and then patience. God, I had to have a lot of patience that day, you know? But okay, so before we get into other stuff, I have the funniest spirit story to tell you.
Oh, I was just going to ask you if you had any good stories lately.
Oh my God, you guys, this is hilarious. Okay. So my daughter does not live with us anymore. She's older and she has her own place, whatever, you know, the whole thing. So we had all this stuff to talk to her about. So we said, hey, why don't you come over? So we're sitting in the kitchen, right? And we're the three of us. It's just the three of us. We're all sitting in the kitchen. My spirit room is at the other end of the house. Okay. Not like we have a huge house. I don't want to like first say that, right? But it's far enough away that, like my husband's probably in the kitchen right now. I can't hear him. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like that, right? So we're sitting there chatting at the table, whatever. And all of a sudden I hear this voice and I'm like, is there a spirit here? I'm like thinking, what is going on? And then all of a sudden I hear Alexa, because I don't want to say it.
Oh, yes.
Because, right? So Alexa starts saying, hi, and we'll play that song for you right now. And I'm like, oh my God, right? This room, nobody comes in here. Like my husband hardly ever comes in here. Like nobody ever comes in here. So it's really like sort of, what's the word, synchronized? I don't know if that's the right word, for spirit activity, right? So she starts playing this music out of nowhere. And I'm just like, hold on a second. And all three of us just look at each other like, whoa, and then my husband, who's not into this at all, like he believes it because he's seen stuff, he goes, that's been, it happens all the time. And I'm like, wow, there's a thing. That's an interesting way, I'm like, so like hysterical by that. So I thought it was a really fun story. So I run back into the spirit room and I'm like, stop. And I went, so then I started talking to the spirit, who was ever here. Can you just wait? I'm coming back in like another hour.
Did you make note of the song that was playing?
No, I should have though, huh? That would have been interesting. I didn't even think to do that. I was so involved in the stories, what my daughter and I were talking about. So
Sure.
I didn't really, yeah, interesting. So anyway, so that's my fun spirit story. You never know.
That's a good story. I love those stories. I never get tired of them.
Yeah. Oh God. I you just have to like think it through whenever, you just have to think it through.
Totally.
Whenever things like that happen. So that's my story for the day. Are we going to do some readings here,
we're
friends?
Gonna do some readings. You guys put some questions in the cap or in the chat in capital letters, please. It's easier for us to see them.
Oh, that's so smart.
For those of you on Instagram, capital letters, please. And and a quick shout out, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Thank you so much for being here and all of your moderating. Keith, thank you for being here and all of your moderating. Gina, hello. It's good to see you again. Ibis and
oh my God, did you see what Granny wrote?
Granny's here. No, I didn't.
It says the shitstorm that manifested in my life erupted in a fit of rage that I had no control over. Oh my God, I feel you. I feel you, Granny. Holy crap, I feel you. I totally get that. You just feel like you don't have control over it.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you're here, Granny.
I know. I love it when Granny's in the room. Yeah, it's true. Those levels of temper tantrum,
temper tantrum with spirit too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We've talked before about how sometimes we'll just get over and we'll just be like yelling at our guides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we shouldn't do. Patience. Right?
Totally. Patience. Positivity. And perseverance. Persistence. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go. Let's go right to DCJ because DCJ wrote this earlier.
Oh, I didn't.
And
okay, there we go.
Rewrote it for us in capital letters.
Wow. DC says, my son is feeling so depressed with his college choice, headed out in 3 weeks. Will he still go there and will he be happy soon? Can I just
go ahead?
in?
Go. Yeah, go.
Okay, so DC, let me just first say something. It's in another 2 weeks, I think things are going to look differently. Start talking to him about it being fun and all the fun things. Okay, so start with that. Now, I'm going to pull a card from my brand new deck. I don't even know what this deck is called. This is called Ocean Spirit. I've got a new deck of cards. Yay. Ocean spirit. Okay. So let me pull a card for you. Cause I feel like within the next couple of weeks after the Mercury junk kind of settles down, I think it's, oh my God, this is like so freaking cool. Look at the card I pulled. It says
Freedom.
freedom. Freedom. Choose to let go. All right. Okay. So very interestingly, DC, this is a reading for you. Okay. You need to let go of what your son is feeling. Okay. Don't take on his feelings of depression and all of that stuff, getting worried about what's going on. Okay. Because this might be him just being nervous to try to learn something new, to go experience something new. Okay. So freedom and choose to let go. Choose to let go. You need to let go of worrying about him. And I'm sorry, but I'm a mom and I get it. Totally get it. Right. I would worry to death. And then all of a sudden, I got a similar message in a similar situation. Okay. I got a similar message, similar situation, and I surrendered. Right. And so what I started to do was, because don't forget, I'm a medium, right? So I just started saying, Spirit, help me surrender. Help me surrender. Help me just to allow whatever happens, happens. Okay. So just saying that. And then she says, oh my gosh. Oh, and then DC says, oh my, a friend said that to me to let go. Yep. That is crazy. Your friend told you to let go too. That's where the freedom is going to be. The freedom at the top there. Oops, you can't really see. The freedom at the top of the card. Choose to let it go. That's crazy. Now, if that isn't a sign, DC, I'm just saying, that's a huge sign. I gotta say, right?
Yeah. And I love that. That is pretty much identical to what I was feeling, DC. The card that came out for me was stop thinking so much. And remember to play. So, and that's what it felt like to me too. I mean, and here's the thing. Okay. You're a mom. I know my mother. You know, my mother once said years and years ago that a mother is only as happy as her least happy child.
Yes.
And I know, I mean, that is, I'm not a mother. Okay. But I get it. I get it as much as I can get it. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to encourage you to really, like, when you find yourself worrying, start to shift yourself out of that worry. Because here's the thing. I feel like more than anything, his like depression and anxiety over all of this is what you said, Lauri, about, you know, leaving and going to do something new and something different, and all the newness and the new people and all of the maybe the social anxiety that it comes with, or maybe, you know, being, this hit me when I was that age. I didn't know why I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was having anxiety just because I was going, because everybody else was going. And eventually I figured it out. And that's what I want to say to you more than anything. I feel, look, spirits in the room.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love when the ball like does that.
I know. So this is an exclamation point on this message for you, DC. Yeah. It feels like more than anything that he will work himself through this very naturally. And I really want to encourage you to, when you find yourself getting in that place of worry and angst over him, to just recognize where you are and recognize your love. And this is your mama bear protecting, because I know mama bears don't want their kids to feel like that ever. And to remember to come at it from a place of more positivity and patience and persistence.
Yeah, that's great.
I can feel your heart, and I can feel that this is simultaneously very exciting and very scary for him. So
I'm just trying to look back to see what the song was that that was playing on the thing. So I apologize for that. I couldn't find it, but anyway. But I have to say, you know what, Jeffrey, you're 100% right. You know, I mean, sometimes we need to let go.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's very, very, very hard. So, did you see what DC said something else? Wait, hold on.
She did.
His college is by the ocean. So that card is so perfect. Like, isn't that just hilarious?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, that's even better.
God.
Yeah, I really do. I feel like that this is just temporary, and he's going to get there and find his groove and just blossom.
Yep, definitely. So I have, okay, it's just that he has to decide in the next 2 days. So anxious. Don't let him back out. If he backs out, he's going to really, 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 really regret it. Are you getting that?
Oh, completely.
Jeffrey?
Completely.
If he backs out, he's going to really, really, truly regret it.
Yes. Because when I'm feeling into his energy, into his field, the other side of this is so a breath of fresh air and a level of excitement that he has yet to truly recognize within himself and this new independence.
Yep.
So really,
Definitely. So, I love that. Oh my gosh. DC, report back. We need to know.
Yeah.
How it goes.
Absolutely.
That's my instincts too. Programs are so perfect for him. Good. That's fantastic.
Excellent.
Great. Okay, so I have on my Instagram, Jessica Lauren. Jessica has been trying to get a reading for like weeks with me, and and I feel bad about it. So, can we read for Jessica? Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. Oh, you're awesome. Oh my God. Jessica, what is it that we can do for you? Is there somebody in spirit that you'd like to hear from, or is there an area of your life? What can we do for you? You're welcome, DC. I am so weird today.
Yeah, you're so welcome, DC. We love having you here.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
Oh my God. I am so weird.
You're so not weird. You're so
I love that I can
today.
be myself with you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. So I don't say, Jessica, purpose and career path. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to? You know what? I'm not supposed to use this deck.
You know what, Jessica, is that who we're talking to?
Yes, Jessica.
Okay, so Jessica. I want to let me just tell you what I'm feeling. So please have your fingers at the keyboard ready so you can respond to us. So I have this feeling of anxiety and frustration. I feel this sense of like I don't like I'm headed one direction, but I feel like I need to turn and I want to pivot. I feel like I need to pivot. And when I say that, I feel like I want to encourage you to pivot. There's this feeling of like this time is now, and this time is here. And I feel like that there's this inner sense that you have felt that, but maybe have been afraid to, which I get it. Like there's been so many times where I've hung on for things for too long just because the familiar of the discomfort is easier than the unfamiliar of what's new, and scary. But there is this feeling that I just want to encourage you to pivot. I also feel your heart. I know that you're an absolute feeler. I know that the way that you communicate with people, I know that you have this sense about you where it's like you're very intuitive. You have this intuitive sense about you, and the way that you communicate to people, very intuitive and uplifting. Is there any response to this yet? I hope I'm connecting with her.
Not yet, but keep going.
And I just want to encourage you to follow Spirit's breadcrumbs, to follow those synchronicities that are pinging you to make that change.
Ooh, you know what she just said? Yes, was just laid off from a corporate job, and I really don't want to be in that situation again.
That's it. You're shifting. You're absolutely shifting.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So take that as validation for you that, you know, and I'll say that, I say this 100 times. I'm going to say it again because it happens in so many areas of life, whether it's relationship or jobs, bosses, coworkers. Rejection is spirit's protection all the time. When we are let go from jobs like this, rejection is spirit's protection and synchronicity that it's time to pivot, that it's time to move. So I also want to say that on the flip side, when I feel into your field, there's a sense of, well, first of all, I feel really, really excited about this new opportunity.
That's awesome.
And I want to encourage you to come at this from a very positive place. And it feels very collaborative to me. So in other words, tell everybody no that you got fired. Tell everybody no that you got let go. And because this feels very collaborative, and it feels like this next opportunity is coming from somebody who heard this news and is like, oh, I know of something. So what do you think, Lauri?
And spirit was going off. Your spirit ball was totally going off the entire time you were talking. And right as you stopped talking, it stopped.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Okay.
Yeah.
So Jessica says, but I want something reliable. I have been afraid to explore consulting or working for myself. Interesting. Okay. So let me just throw out the 2 cards that I just pulled. All right. The first card that I pulled for you was vitality, but it says the sun. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is that you are a very special soul. Okay. And you know that. And full disclosure, I know Jessica for a long time. Okay.
That's all good.
You are a very, very special soul. You truly are. Okay. You're keeping up with your vitality and keeping your, this is going to sound strange that I say this, but keeping your face in the sun. Okay. And I mean that sort of symbolically, right? Keep your face in the sun and believe in yourself and know that the right situation is coming for you. Whether it's, I mean, here's the thing. This is what I love about manifestation. You can create a whole scenario for yourself in your mind. I would suggest, Jessica, that maybe you do some journal work. Okay. Do some journal work and do the whole thing of create the perfect work environment for you. And it can be consulting. It can be working for yourself. Okay. Write it all out. Create it. And then simply spend some time, write it all out, write out every aspect of it and read it back to yourself, maybe once a day for a while. Okay. Because you need to get in here. You need to go inside in your heart and know that it's coming to you, and it will. Now, the other thing that I pulled, the other card from what is this called? The Ocean Spirit deck is the wellness card. All right. So it says, nourish yourself. Okay. So in this next thing coming to you, know that it's for your betterment. Spend some time doing your own thing for a while. Go to the ocean for a while. Go to the beach. Spend some time working on yourself, because that's the way that it always ends up kind of shifting. When we spend time on the inside in our own heart, that's when it shifts. That's when the amazing stuff says, oh my gosh, why didn't I think to go back to your book and use that in this situation? That is so funny. Because that's one of the things I say in the book, in my manifestation.
Manifestation. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I was totally going to bring that up for you. Yes, thank you.
No. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. By the way, a friend of mine was vacationing, went into a spirit shop in Florida, and my book was there.
I saw that post. That's so amazing.
I was so excited. Oh my God. I was like, this is one of the funnest things that's ever happened to me. So I mean, you know what? That's a good, you know what? And okay, you're going to laugh when I say it this way, but let's consider that for just a minute. All right. I'm telling you guys at the beginning of this show about how, and both of us were talking about how Mercury retrograde is like, oh my God, it's like ridiculous. It's terrible. And all these things are happening. But yet there are good nuggets that happen while Mercury is still retrograde. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So like, even though it might seem like it's like crazy and terrible and, you know, your mind, it goes to those places. Oh my God, right? Good things can happen. Focus on the gratitude.
Amen.
Focus on the gratitude. So, okay.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah. Thanks, Jessica. And she says, my health suffered immensely with that job. So the wellness card makes total sense. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So it's probably a blessing in disguise that you got laid off.
100%. Yeah. Again, rejection is spirit's protection.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For sure. So, okay. So you get to pick somebody. Go. Oh, this is fun. I love doing this. So I could do this.
I know. I do too. All right. Alicia, she's back here. Is Alicia still here? Alicia.
You're welcome, Jessica. She says thank you. Let's see. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I would love to know what spirit wants me to know the most. Oh, don't get me rolling. Let me, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go. It looks like you're ready to pop something out.
I am. Oh my God.
Yeah, go.
Boy, I hope she's still here because she's not, I don't see her. Anyway, this could be for a lot of people. All right. Okay. So, all right. Meditation. Alicia, meditation. It's funny because this has been coming up so much for me in readings and in, you know, just all sorts of different things. Meditation. Meditation can shift your entire being in a very short period of time. If you commit to it for just 10 minutes a day to start, right? 10 minutes a day, sit by yourself and give yourself, I love saying it this way, give yourself the gift of time. 10 minutes a day. Create a thing for yourself, a schedule, a routine for yourself. Okay. Give yourself however long, whether it's a week or a month. I would suggest a month because I think it'll be good. But I am here to tell you that by the time, because I did that, I think it was like a month. By the time the month was over, I started out at 10 minutes. I was up to probably about a half an hour by the time the month was done. And I don't want to say completely different person, but I was so much more calm just in everyday circumstances. So when somebody would like throw a curveball at me and you know, be like, wow, you did this or you said whatever, I would respond completely differently. So that's what I really feel like I'm supposed to say, Alicia, to you. So what do you say?
Yeah. And Alicia, I feel like that there is also, I feel like I want to talk about your own spiritual connection. It feels to me like it's leveling up. It feels like your guides are like pinging me to remind you that they've been reaching out and that you have been hearing their messages, feeling their messages, seeing their messages, however it comes across to you in the way that it does. But I feel like that I want to acknowledge that you have been overthinking them and logically overriding these synchronicities. So I just want to remind you that you are really, really dialed in. And there is a real sense of a change for you with regard to this leveling up spiritually, like another class is just right around the corner, something else that's going to take you to your own next level within.
And you know what? I kind of feel like I just happened to see this comment from Ann Williams. I kind of feel like that message is for Ann as well, if that makes any sense. I just feel like that things, if we can just sit back and allow, I feel like that things will be better. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
No. That's great. That's great.
No. So, Alicia came back. Oh, she's here. Hey, I'm here. I had a roller coaster of a year and the healing has been flowing. Yes, my life is nonstop and overwhelming. I practice active meditation because of ADHD. Okay. I was about to walk out the door to work. Oh, I think right now. I don't know what.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a little bit busy.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Alicia.
Yeah.
But yes, pay attention. Pay attention to the classes that catch your eye shortly, in the now. It feels like in the next, like now to the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then she said, I know exactly what you're talking about 100%. I've been told by numerous people and know in my heart that I am in touch constantly and have fast-tracked my spiritual connections recently too.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. Well, let this be your validation, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Love it.
Okay, so you had mentioned Anne,
Yes.
and I had just clicked on her name.
Oh, because of course.
Yeah.
Because that's how you and I roll.
Right.
What is it that we can do for you, Anne, though? Will my family accept my guy and baby? Will my situation be okay?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to talk.
Yeah, go. You go.
I just want to talk about how I was feeling before you said that. There is this feeling like I am feeling this sense of change, and I feel this sense of uncertainty and pivoting, like earlier. Feels different than the conversation we were having earlier, but here's how I want to describe it. I feel like more than anything, I need to remind you and encourage you to set boundaries. So this shift, this change, I feel like this needs to be reminded to you that boundaries are very important right now. Boundaries are very important. So with regard to what did you say, Lauri, when you read whatever she wrote next? Does that relate to whatever she wrote next?
I think it was acceptance. I think I was talking about acceptance.
Oh, there she is. There it is. Will my family accept my guy and baby? Will my situation be okay? So, here's the thing. I feel like ultimately yes. Okay, I feel like ultimately yes. But there's this feeling of challenge. I feel this feeling of struggle right now. This feeling of it doesn't feel like doors are closing. It doesn't feel like doors are closing by any stretch. So I want to go back to what I was verbalizing before I understood this part. Boundaries. The boundaries need to be set. What do you feel about that, Lauri?
It's interesting because I feel like that I want to piggyback off of that. Okay. I feel like that Anne is super, super worried about what her family is going to think and what, all of that stuff. And like, what are they going to think about this? How is it worrying a lot? Okay. I sense obviously a lot of worry. Okay.
We are different cultures. Okay. Yeah.
I sense a lot of worry and all of that kind of stuff. Now, what I want to say about that for you, Anne, is that I actually pulled 2 cards. Okay. So when I say I want to piggyback on that, I feel like that there's so much going on that you're taking it all in, and it's kind of like giving you, like, this is going to sound so strange that I say it this way, but like you're giving yourself like a spiritual cold. Like
I was gonna
everything's
say
getting
spiritual
stuck.
heartburn.
What's that?
I was gonna say spiritual heartburn.
Yeah. Like that. Exactly. Right. Like it's in there and you just, it's like coming up and you're just like, it's like strangling you, you know, in a sense. Right. Here's the thing. Yes, you need to create boundaries because when you create the boundaries, okay, when you create the boundaries, then that takes off some of the stuff that you're dealing with in your own heart. Okay. So interestingly, this is the card that I pulled for you. And this is pretty amazing. It says imperfection. Okay. It's never going to look like the perfect thing that you want it to look like. Nobody's life is. Okay. I really need to say that. Nobody's life is 100% perfect. And if they tell you that it is, they're lying. All right. Okay. So the bottom of the card says, it says imperfection, but the bottom of the card says, accept the way things are. When you let go of all the expectations that you have on all the families getting to, you know, loving each other and it being a big kumbaya thing or whatever, right? When you let that go, that's when you're going to have the peace in your own heart. And that's what you should be striving for. Not worrying about the families getting along, all of that stuff. Focus on you. Focus on you. It's okay. I'm giving you permission right now to focus on you. Most people can't handle that. Most people, a lot of people that, you know, cannot handle not being the complete people pleaser in you know, in the world. Right? You don't have to be a people pleaser. I mean, you should be nice, obviously, right? You need to be nice and stuff, but you don't need to be a people pleaser. Go inside, go into your heart and accept the way things are right now. You should be over the moon because you're having a baby, right? Allow yourself to be over the moon because you're having a baby.
Yes.
And don't worry about the future. Right now, what is right now? Right now, we are all sitting here. We're on this amazing, we're having this amazing conversation, right? Right here, right now, life is great. Life is perfect right now, right? Because we're sitting here in very high vibration, I might add, right? We are sitting here in really, really high vibration, and we're talking about really cool, fun things right here, right now.
Healing things.
Future, you can't do anything about it. Okay. Yeah. You can't, no matter how hard you try, accept the way things are right now. And if you have to do that completely over and over and over and over and over again, then that's the way it is. So thank you all. You guys are so nice. Yes. The energy is so amazing and beautiful tonight. Isn't it? It is. I love this.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah. And I just really want to encourage you is just really do your best to be here now with you, your partner, and your baby. Just be here now. The rest of the family, we can't control the rest of the family. We can't control their religion and their beliefs because of their religion, or their politics and their beliefs because of their politics. Beliefs is like Suzanne Giesemann, you know, just love her. The belief system is BS. Remember that. It's just BS. And that's, you know, it's our human mind. It's our human mind that thinks through filters and experiences and judgments and hurts and pains, you know. So here's the thing. I realize how frightening it could look and feel to be in a situation where, you know, maybe a really judgmental family might not like your partner because of their religion or their race or whatever, right? I realize how frightening that might be. But I really want to encourage you to follow your truth, follow your heart, follow your own authentic knowing. You know, on your insides. Yeah. Let me tell you what it also feels like on as I feel into your field, your auric field. what I was feeling earlier, I think I described it as this uncertainty and this fear, and before we knew the rest of the story here, I do feel that. I feel that from them. I feel a challenge. I feel a struggle. I feel a disagreement of sorts. However, it doesn't feel forever to me. It does not feel forever to me. It feels like it's like there's somebody in the family that like penetrates their own walls of belief and starts to like soften from the inside out. That's what it feels like to me right now. So as difficult as it is, I just really want to remind you to just really focus on you, your partner, and the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just know that it is going to it is going to be okay. Eventually it is going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that was so beautiful. Jeffrey, you're amazing.
Oh.
That was so cool. That was so beautifully put. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You really are saying some golden nuggets tonight. Somebody said that.
You.
Gina said that. I was like, oh my God. So true.
Oh, thank you, Gina. So, yeah, Anne, everybody send Anne a little bit extra love right now. She needs a little bit of upliftment.
Yes. So I have a question on my Instagram. And this is from Lindsay. Hopefully you're still here. I'd like to know if my husband needs the same bladder test that I have had. I'm dealing with this ongoing bladder issue. So she wants to know if her husband should have the same test. You'd think that would be a really easy yes or no, but I don't know that it is, to be honest.
I don't feel that it is that easy. And just as a reminder, we are not doctors, and this is for entertainment only.
Yes.
Just as an FYI. But listen, we're going to feel into your energy. Energy doesn't lie. So we're just going to give it to you from the woo-woo standpoint. And here's the thing.
It's all about the woo-woo.
It doesn't feel that easy. I don't feel like it's that easy. In other words, I don't feel like that's it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm right with you.
Yeah.
Right with you. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to have it, but it just feels to me like there's something else in there.
Yes.
And here's why. Okay. So when we're doing these readings and we're connecting with you, we're connecting with your auric field, right? And also processing through our own filters of experience and things that we've gone through in our own lives. Last year, almost a year ago, 10 months ago, I had a great big surgery because of diverticulitis. And they took a part of my colon out and then reattached it. So
wow.
That's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's a little bit in a different place than where the bladder is. That's what I feel from what I've experienced. So I'm just going to say that. Do you get anything back on the?
So she says, okay, that makes sense. So there's more to look at. And then she goes, ... I know my hormones are a big part of this too. So I totally understand that. Totally understand that, Lindsay. Totally understand that. But yes, we are not doctors. We are not lawyers. We are not accountants. We are not professional like that. However, we do understand energy, right? And I feel exactly the same way that Jeffrey feels. I don't feel like I don't feel like it has to do, my opinion is, I don't feel like it has necessarily to do with like the bladder either, but I do feel like, and I will say also that it doesn't feel like it's a big dramatic thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's a big, whatever it is, it's not this big dramatic thing. So just saying. Yeah. So Lindsay, much love to you.
Yeah. Big love to you. Thank you so much for being
here.
It's
hard going through life like this, you know?
Oh, totally.
Doing these things, you know?
Totally. Bernadette, yes, we're here for a little bit. Hey, Lauri, can you go a little bit longer than 5?
I can. Yeah. Oh, and Lindsay says, of course, I know you're not doctors. Good to know. Thanks. And I think she means good to know, like what we said.
Yeah,
I don't think she means good to know that you're not doctors. I knew what you meant. Now, you know what? Can I say something though?
Yes.
All these readings that we are giving, right? There's a lot of people requesting readings. Okay. I want to throw this out to you guys. Just because we may not get to you doesn't mean that you are not receiving a message. Okay. So I really want to say that because most of the time on these lives, right? When we're doing readings and we're trying to, spirit leads us to who needs a reading. Okay. We don't just, like if I skip you, it's not personal. Please know that, right? Here's the thing. If we skip you, I'm sorry, I'm going to include you in that, Jeffrey. But what the deal is that maybe something like one of the golden nuggets that Jeffrey is saying might apply to your situation. So listen throughout the whole thing for that. Okay. I really want to say that because I don't think people quite get that sometimes. They don't quite understand that. So I just really wanted to share that. Boom, boom,
Yes,
boom.
thank you. Thank you for that reminder. I often forget to say that. But yes, if you're here and a message does resonate with you, it was meant to. And you were meant to be here. The synchronicities
Why
lined up.
can't I say things like short and sweet like that? Why do I have to get into it? Like, that's like kind of where my brain goes. My brain goes off and blah. God.
You're amazing. I just love you to pieces. Okay.
I love you to pieces.
All right. So I saw one. Let me go back. Hold on. Where did I see this?
By the way, can I just say something? If you don't mind.
Please. Yeah.
I just realized what I'm about to do. I do a live show on Monday nights at 6 p.m. On YouTube. So if you guys can, search for me on YouTube, I do like a similar show on Mondays, and I have guests. Jeffrey is a frequent guest, and again, we have so much fun. We have so much fun. So I just wanted to throw that out to you. It's called Conversations with Spirit. So. And Bernadette was there this Monday.
It's very, very good. It's super fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm sorry to like be, plugging it, but
no, you need to plug.
I just want people to know that even if you don't.
No, I'm here to promote you and support you and promote everybody that we know and support everybody that we know. We are not competitors in this field.
I know. And thank you for saying that.
Partners.
I appreciate that. Yeah. And I feel exactly the same way. I don't, as a matter of fact, somebody asked me for a reading a couple of weeks ago, and I said, you know what? I'm not supposed to read you, but I gave her, you were one of them, not email address, but website. Go look at for 3 different people. I know I just put up 4 fingers, but it was 3 different people. I put up their names and their websites. I said, go look at those people and see who you vibe with. Because I knew that I wasn't supposed to give this person a reading. That's how it goes.
Yep. Totally. So
anyway.
Okay. So you know what? Thank you very much, Lauri. Vicky, we got to talk to Vicky. So Vicky, first of all, I'm going to go back and say what I said to whomever it was earlier. Rejection is spirit's protection. I understand divorced. Holy mackerel. I went through it 5 years ago, and it was the worst experience of my life. However, hindsight always being 2020, it's like, thank you for putting me through that. Why did I hold on to everything and leave ethereal claw marks? I was holding on so tight. It's what we do. It's what we do. And I want to say a few things about you, because when I feel you and I feel into your auric field, well, first of all, I mean, like, I just want to smile and I want to give you a great big hug. Like, if I were to meet you in person, rather than shake your hand and say, hi, it's nice to meet you, I would want to give you a hug. That's how I feel you are. And I want to remind you too, having been through what you went through, it only sets you up for a higher chance of success with where you're going. Because at this point, you know more than anything what you will and what you will not settle for.
Yeah.
Compromise is always something that we all have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But compromise, there's a fine line between compromise and then settling,
Mm-hmm.
with the bar, like barely, at the floor level. You're amazing and you're worth it and you're enough and you're incredible. You're an incredible friend. Yes, this person out there is there. I can feel him swirling around your vibe. I can feel him swirling around your field. I want to remind you of how far you've come personally. I want to remind you how far you've come spiritually. Like the work that you have done moving through this has elevated you from here to here.
Yeah.
And this personal work that you've done for yourself, you're setting yourself up to attract that man out there who has been doing his own work. So you're attracting an equal. Now, let's talk about timing. I know you said that the winter of your life is keeps entering my mind here, but it feels to me like even though you're in the winter of your life, so to speak, I keep seeing green sunshine, flowers, and bright summer days. So,
oh my God, I see the same thing.
okay, so
Sorry, continue.
I just want to say well done for everything that you've been doing for yourself, with spirit, for your own healing and working through the grief and going through a divorce is we go through grief like somebody died, and it's a process. And I want to encourage you to just continue loving yourself, self-care, and self-respect, like you're taking yourself into this whole new level, looking at yourself in the mirror differently the way that you are. Oh, I forgot to pull a card.
You have a card in the whole deck in your hands. That was amazing. That was really, really amazing. Can I share while you were doing that? Can I share the card that I?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Go ahead. Did you pull a card? Go ahead. Go.
No. I'm not.
The card I pulled, you're going to be happy and not. Patience, it says, right? But then it also says, be with the sea. And what I get from that, Vicky, yes, I 100% agree that you've done so much work on yourself and getting through this. It's a continual thing, right? One of the things I keep getting about this, though, relating to this card, is that start to really love yourself again. Love yourself for who you are, for who you aren't, and for who you want to be. That will be the key. And if you can, and I know this might be hard to do, but if you can sort of surrender to spirit and say, okay, if I am meant to have somebody with me in the winter of my life, which I love the way you just said that, then let it be. Let it be. But again, and I hate to keep sounding like a broken record, but in the present moment, you're doing okay. It seems like I feel like when I tap into your energy, Vicky, I feel calm. I feel not stressed about it. I feel a wanting of it, but I don't feel like it's like this big dramatic, oh, it needs to be this and it needs to be that. I don't feel that. Just it's the kind of thing where if you just let it go, it'll come to you. I remember, and this is kind of a long time ago, and I'm just going to tell the story. I remember like I had dated all these guys and not marrying type guys. They were like, they were musicians. Let's go so far as to say that. Not the smartest move in my life, right? Here I am trying to find the one musicians, mostly, generally, right? So I gave up and I said, okay, whatever it is, we'll see how it ends up playing out. We'll see. And literally right after that is when I met my husband. And it wasn't like he was like, it wasn't like I saw him and I was like, oh, it wasn't like that at all. It was like oh, he's pretty cool. And then I was like, oh, he is actually really pretty cool. And then it was like, ooh, that's cool. You know what I mean? It was like that kind of thing. So, that's really, I don't really know when or why that I have told that before, but that's the way it was for me. And I felt like I was supposed to tell you that. So there you go. Good luck.
Yeah. And keep us posted, Vicky.
Oh, bless her heart. She says, I'm doing okay, but I don't want to die alone. First of all, if you want to talk to two mediums about dying alone, that's not going to happen. So don't worry about that part, just get okay with yourself and your heart. Meditate. You know how I am tonight, right? Meditate. Go to your heart. So sorry.
And here's the thing, if those of you who are hearing Lauri say meditate and it's kind of like pinging you in a really uncomfortable way,
yeah.
Moving meditations are a meditation. So walk and go into that meditative state. Focus on your breath when you're walking. Focus on spirit when you're walking. Just go into that really soft gaze when you're walking and just being present, focusing on your breath. Gardening, pulling weeds, planting, so many things are a moving meditation. Crocheting and knitting, moving meditation. So there are lots of ways that we can get into that quiet space.
Okay, so I have to address Keith. Just said, meditation is not my thing, LOL. Keith, I know you. You need to make it your thing. And I'm not saying that because there's anything wrong with you. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying that that's where the jewels are. And yes, there are so many ways to meditate. You can do it in the silence and stillness. You can do a walking meditation. You can do a guided meditation. You can just listen to like a tone, right? But you are going to the water tomorrow. Great. So guess what? You're going to the water tomorrow. You can meditate with your eyes open. Okay. Go to the water, sit there and just be still with yourself. And if you have thoughts, so what?
Yeah.
Everybody has thoughts. Nobody can meditate and have a 100% clear mind. Nobody can, all the time. It happens. And that's it's the coolest thing when it does. But I'm saying that if you want to, because Keith is a medium and I really want to see you grow in that mediumship. I really, really do. Meditation is going to be the ticket. And the more you resist it.
That's true.
I hate to say that. And I don't mean to be a jerk. And I feel like I'm such an asshole tonight. Sorry.
Hardly.
But I really want this for you. And it will be extraordinary. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I love you, Keith. Keith is one of the most amazing men. So
Keith is awesome. Yes.
It's just saying.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a lineup here, because, I don't want to forget anybody. So we're going to go with Amy, roll call. Let us know you're still here. Amy, Johnny, and Seashell. We're going to do that in this order. Okay.
Johnny, Seashell. Amy, Johnny, Seashell. Oh my God. I am so weird tonight.
Hi, Cheyenne.
I'm so weird. Hi, Cheyenne. Mara.
Seashell's here. All right, she's the first one in. So, Seashell. Okay.
Seashell. There's Johnny.
Any information in regard to my career and education would be so helpful. Thank you both.
Ooh.
All right. So Seashell, I feel like there's a fork in the road ahead of you. In fact, I know there's a fork in the road ahead of you. I just saw the road split. So I just want to Seashell, so be at the ready at the keyboard for me. So okay, so here's how it feels to me. I feel this sense of like I'm standing at the fork in the road and I am so confused. I'm afraid to take my first step forward because I want to go left, but I want to go right. I'm afraid to go left and I'm afraid to go right. I feel like I should go right, but I want to go left, but I'm afraid to go right because of the, the familiarity that we were talking about earlier. Familiarity is always so much more comfortable, even though it may totally suck right now. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what? Maybe it might not even suck. Maybe things are just changing and this road is splitting because it's splitting and you just don't have a choice right now. So here's the thing. I want to remind you. What do I want to remind you? Because as I was saying that, I just saw a spiral. And it's like we, like the planets, we're on a spiral. And at times, even though we're going up, it looks like we're going down or backwards in some parts of that spiral. So that's our own little retrograde.
Yeah.
God. And it might feel very uncomfortable. It might feel like you're going backwards or taking a step down. But here's the thing. There is this feeling about this shift. I keep seeing more and more people in front of you. There's more and more people being affected by what it is that you do and how it is that you're communicating or expressing yourself. There is, and here's the thing. It's doing the same thing. No, hold on. It feels like you're doing something different, but it's in the same lane.
Yes.
That's how I want to describe it. You're doing something different, but it's in the same lane.
Right.
And I want to say, once you're there is this feeling of like, oh, exhale. I want to rejoice. I feel like my cup overfloweth. Yeah. Do you have anything to say? I feel like I could just keep going. You go ahead, Lauri. There's others that we got to talk to too.
Oh my God, you're so cute. I feel the exact same way, Seashell. Okay. I feel like that there's a few things that are kind of stopping you. And I feel like that fear of basically the unknown, I feel like that is what is stopping you altogether. I think there's some sort of fear of like, well, what if blah, what if blah. And I feel like that they're all like the negatives. Like, well, what if I don't make as much? What if I don't like it? What if I don't blah, 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 whatever. Right. I feel like that you're on that trajectory, but let's change that to what if it's the most amazing situation that you've ever been in? What if you get paid like triple the money you're making now? I'm just making that up, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what if, like, let's do the positive what ifs. Seashell says, yes, I'm in that lane. This is in regards to what you wrote, and not with the kids daily. I just miss them, but it is not good for me. I am teaching, but still different audience. I feel like that I feel like that you're shifting. You're going to be going into another, there's another lane.
Yes.
There's a happy medium. Forgive the pun, but there's like a happy medium there. Do you get that?
Yes, yes. And I feel like you're going to be back. It's like this period where you're at is it like it really feels temporary. It feels like it's that sense of going backwards from what you want to do. It's that sense of being in retrograde from the direction you're moving, you want to move towards. So it really feels like this is purely temporary, but this place where you are is supposed to be right now, because it's going to lead you back into where you want to be. But where you want to be, it's going to be different than before with the kids, but better with the kids.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Seashell, I hope that you get that. I hope that makes sense, because that's exactly, and we're both on the same page. Jeffrey and I are getting the same exact thing. So much love. Because I think that's going to be it. And I feel like, do you get, Jeffrey, do you kind of feel like that it's going to, there's like a surprise in there kind of thing?
Totally.
You know what I mean?
So she just writes, thank you so much. It makes 100% sense to me. The card that I pulled for you after the fact is the teacher guide. And look, the spirit ball is going off.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love that. Love that.
Teacher guide. This is lessons on a deep level. Remember to trust. So, it says remember, cool. Actually it says remember to rest, but I'm going to say remember to trust, because that's you. That's you with the kids right there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, look. Oh my God. Tearing, happy, sad, excited. Awesome.
So hold on to that. Hold on to that vibe on your insides. We've heard this so many times when it comes to manifesting. We hold on to the feeling as if we already have it, if we've already manifested it. When we're looking for something that we desire, what we need, what we want, we hold on to the feeling as if it's already here. And that goes back to, old school Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, where she talks about Abraham talks about, getting into your vortex and launching those rockets of desire to the universe that allows you to attract that which. So yes, Seashell, hold on to that, because it's there and it is absolutely swirling around your field.
I love that. Oh my God, Seashell, I'm so excited for you. That's fantastic.
You're welcome. And thank you for being here. Okay. So we said we were going to go from Seashell to Johnny, right?
Johnny. Yeah, I think Johnny was next, and then Amy came back too. Or Amy was there.
Awesome. So Johnny, can I ask, why do I see this guy's name all the time? Social media, etc. Please, I need answers, and I'm not really sure if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Please help me. Well, I don't feel like it's neither good nor bad.
Yeah.
So let's take that off the table. It's neither good nor bad. But there's a message in there somewhere for you, because you're being pinged by the name. What do you think, Lauri?
It's really interesting. I'm actually kind of feeling like there is a message in there, like you say. There's a message in there. I don't necessarily think it relates to like a person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it necessarily is a person. I think that there's a message that you're supposed to kind of just get from seeing the name, if that makes sense. Wait, it's Johnny's daughter, Grace. I was in a relationship with this guy. Okay. So yeah, I don't feel like that it has to do with the actual person. I think that it's a message. Does that make sense to you?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. So the synchronicities are lining up for you in a way to get you to pay attention, right? So you're subconsciously catching this name off, over, in and out, on and off, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a reason you're not in this relationship anymore. There's a reason why you went through what you did with this guy, right? And I feel like more than anything that this is your own guides, your own guardians, reminding you of that which you're worth, that which you deserve, that which you know you deserve, and not going back to that. If you feel like that's a problem, then that is a problem. And, you know, I would highly recommend that you take the right actions, because that's, you know, that's not a great place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, you know what? I get it. So this isn't Johnny. This is Johnny's daughter
Yes,
that's
yes.
talking to us. Grace, sorry, my brain, I don't know where I've been. Sorry, I
Yep.
just got that. So you were in a relationship with this guy,
Yep.
and his name keeps coming up, and you're getting a funky feeling. I'm hoping that I got that right.
Yep.
Okay. Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm really, I'm getting the feeling that, first of all, this might, in my head, this makes sense, but I'm going to try and speak it out loud, right? I'm kind of feeling like I'm seeing this going past you. Okay. So like this guy's name or this guy or whatever, I feel like he's going past you. I feel like that if you ignore it and think about maybe some lessons you learned from that relationship, I feel like that's why the name is coming up. Okay. I feel like that's why he's coming up. His name's coming up. If you feel like he's stalking you, don't engage. Number one, because I don't feel like that he's necessarily I mean, we all stalk to a certain degree. I don't mean to sound all weird like that, but I mean, who hasn't looked up a past boyfriend? I'm sorry, seriously, right? So, I mean, he may just be checking in on you. I don't feel like it's a big negative, horrible thing. So I do want to say that to you, Grace. Okay. It doesn't feel like it's a terrible, terrible thing. All right. I do feel like that it happened because you might supposed to, pay attention to what you learned from that relationship, because I do feel like that there's another relationship coming towards you. I know that sounds really bizarre and that doesn't even sound good, right? But it's a good thing. It feels really positive and good, you know, but I feel like that there's a relationship coming towards you. And I feel like that maybe you want to just be aware of those things that may have happened, the lessons that you learned in that past relationship. So that's what I have to say. What do you think?
Yeah, that is exactly what I think. I feel like that she's
I love that we're so in tune.
Yeah, I feel like that she's pinging on the name because it's a reminder of what she went through and what she does not need again. In other words, you know what you will and will not settle for. You know what you will and you will not compromise again. You know what you're worth. You know what you deserve. You do not deserve to be disrespected or cheated on or spoken to that way or whatever it looks like, right?
Yes.
And I just really want this to be really the lesson that it was meant to be for you. And to truly let that sink in, because until these lessons do sink in, we continue to attract the same person. We continue to attract the same person. So just remember, when we get the lesson, we go to the next grade level, right?
Right. Yes, right. 100%. I love that.
And here's the thing, the next relationship that comes by, you know, you're going to start seeing those red flags flying in the wind.
Yeah.
And if they're flying in a hurricane breeze, you're going to realize, okay, this is meant for me to notice and remind you, you're not at Disneyland. This is not Six Flags. This is fun. So remember that. And when you get those flags, you know, this is your internal compass pointing you to your true north, saying no. You follow your intuition, you follow your gut, you follow your guides. So just remember that. I think that's what this is mostly about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Follow your intuition. So many people blow that off. You get a gut feeling about something and you're like, oh, that's just me. You know, it's not. It's your intuition. Listen to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
And thank you, Johnny, for letting Grace on.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy. Amy, are you still here?
Last one is Amy. Amy. Amy, what you wanna do? I think. Do you remember that song?
Yep, I sure do.
Stay with you. Oh, that reminds me of my mom. She's laughing at me. So my mom is, for all of you guys that don't know what I'm doing here. My mom is always right here. Always. And my dad is right beside her. Always, 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 always. Right. So she's laughing at me, and she had this, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say it. She had this strange little clap. Like she would do it like this. And I love that. It's one of those like warm, fuzzy things, right?
Yes.
So she started, I saw her doing that. And so I said, I'm going to tell it. She goes, oh God. My mom was so fun. If you think I'm loud, you haven't met my mom. So anyway, hi, Amy. What can we do for you? Oh, she wrote it there. Could you tell me if my daughter will have another child? Ooh.
Oh, I read on your granddaughter weeks ago. Oh, well, I'm glad it was a help. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Okay. Well, I feel like a bassinet floating around in the ethers. So I'm gonna have to say yes. I do believe that another one is a definite probability.
I feel like it's going to take some time, though.
I was just going to say that. Oh my God. I was totally just going to say that.
I love that we're so in sync. Oh my God. I love this. I love this.
I absolutely feel like it's going to take some time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm really sorry, but guess what I'm seeing? The visual just came into my head. Are you ready, Amy? I was getting a boy who is just crazy running around. Be careful what you wish for, kind of thing, I'm seeing a little boy, and I'm seeing him running around, and I'm happy and laughing, and oh my God, that's the visual I'm getting. So, yeah.
Well, she asked.
What is your feeling, Amy? What is your feeling? Like I've been getting a feeling. What are you feeling? Let's go with that. I would love to hear what she thinks. What do you think?
I saw pink.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I saw pink right away. I saw pink. So,
but she
she
saw a boy though. She
with
saw
you,
a boy.
So,
oh my God. Well,
so yeah,
maybe it's twins.
Maybe.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh my God. But either way, whatever it is, I really feel like that you've got some, I just feel like you've got a beautiful family. I feel like that, I was told the first two would be girls and another would be a boy. Okay. I really feel like that you have a really extremely, cohesive family. Not that it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
family is perfect for sure, So I just want to say it feels really good, really positive, and I feel so much love. And to be honest with you, let me just, if you don't mind my going a little bit further, I feel like that this boy is going to be really special, like I feel like that he's going to do a lot to help. This is crazy. I don't usually get stuff like this, right? I really feel like that he's going to be one of those people that does a lot for other people. Like he's going to like give. Like, I feel like that he's a giver in the world.
Healer.
A healer, maybe. Yeah. But I feel like that he's going to do a lot. Lily is my granddaughter with the severe disabilities.
Oh, yes. I remember you. Yes.
Interesting. That's wow. Oh, bless her heart, Lily. She's
Yeah.
adorable. You know what? Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I get that maybe she has severe disabilities, but there is so much love there. That little girl is just love, like just pure love. Yeah, wow. Wow. So anyway,
Totally.
yeah. Awesome. Oh my gosh,
You
Jeffrey.
guys, thank you so much for being here.
This was so much fun. Oh
I
my
know, it
God.
always
You
is,
know,
isn't it?
I mean,
Always
it
is.
always is, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's like it's got that extra little spark.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
tonight. So
Yeah.
wow.
And Lauri, thank you so much for being here. You guys, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for being here. I know you guys all have a million places you can be, and I'm just so honored and grateful that you come here and hang out, and we get new people every time. And I just think it's just so awesome. You know, I wanted to end tonight on a final thought
Ooh, fun.
that Lauri, I'd like you to chime in with.
Sure.
So I had this fly through my mental processes earlier. You know how that
Okay.
happens when we're
I love
doing
that.
this.
I love when that happens.
Everything changes.
Mhm.
Everything changes in our lives. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays permanent. Everything changes. And
Mhm.
if you think about it, you know, we're here on this 3D planet where we can't know one without the other. We can't know short without tall. We can't know fat without thin. We can't know right from without wrong, right?
Mhm.
Nothing can exist on our physical plane without its opposite.
Yeah.
And neither is more important or superior or better than the other. So when we get into these periods of change, we talked to quite a few of you tonight where shift is happening and pivots are necessary and rejection is protection. To really, like, let's go back to the very beginning of this talk where Lauri talked about the 3 Ps, and to remember the patience and the positivity and the perseverance.
Persistence. Oh my God.
Yeah, because change is necessary. Change is our opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And let me like continue with that.
Please.
You know, when we're on, and everybody's probably heard this a million times, but when you're on a roller coaster and you're going up and you're like, oh, I got this, no problem. No problem. And then all of a sudden you start going down. You're like, whoa, oh my God. Okay. Especially me. I can't stand roller coasters. Right. But you know, you're going down and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. But then you start going up again and you're like, okay, I got this. I got this. Right. That's what our lives are like. But guess what? You can't have the up, like you say. You can't have the up without the down. You can't have that, the good without the bad. So I like to say we've got great things happening in our lives and we've got lessons, right? So great things are awesome, you know, but it's when we understand the lessons that we're learning.
Because the
That's where
lessons
the growth.
become great things.
Yes, 100%.
Even
Absolutely.
greater things. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just perfect. You know, that's a perfect way of describing all of that. And you know what's so funny? I keep thinking about this, and I'm not sure why I'm supposed to say this, but you know, when I was younger, right? You know, like a lot of people that I hung out with or whatever, they'd say, well, in the end, I'm going to be a doctor, or in the end, I'm gonna blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm thinking, I don't like it, and I never liked it when people would say that. Like, well, there is no end, right? Like, so in the end, okay, you're a doctor, you get to be a doctor, and then what? You know, how about we just focus on being happy? How about we focus on being fulfilled? So I feel like I was supposed to say that towards the end there. Oh my God. And Cheryl just said, on a happy note, when are my twin grandchildren arriving? I'm waiting for a call any day. Oh my God. That's great. Sorry. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Yes.
I don't know.
Cheryl.
My answer is I don't know when your twin grandchildren are arriving.
Mm.
So thank you so much for allowing me to come on tonight. Jeffrey, I know I've said this before, but you and I have like this thing. I feel like that we just balance each other. We're like so good together. So we need to do some stuff. You guys, we're going to plan stuff together.
Yes. Yeah. And you guys, take a look at Lauri's show on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yes. Pacific. Yeah.
Conversations with Spirit. I'm on, it's at Lauri Albert on YouTube. I am going to, oh my God, Jeffrey, I think, oh my God, I hope my assistant isn't still watching because she's going to like go, why are you saying this now? I'm going to try and figure out a way to let people come on and be with me or us if I have a guest live so we can see you can be on I love that.
Right? You want to do that with me?
We can totally do that. Yeah.
I want to do that. So that's like my next thing that I'm going for.
Yeah. I love doing that.
Yeah. So thank you for having me.
All right, you guys. Next week, we have the amazing Cheryl Murphy joining us again.
Yay!
Yes. Yay. So thank you guys again so much for being here and have an amazing and safe Labor Day weekend.
Yes. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.